Hey everyone, it's time for another Pathfinder adventure scenario. This is scenario 3.3. We're in the Thriae Hive. So, advancing the Blessings deck. Let's see, it says here in the Thriae Hive that at the start of your turn, summon and encounter the henchman Thriae Dancer. So that's what we have to do at the start of every turn here. So it is either a choice, so immune to poison trait. It only deals poison damage. So let's see. Okay, and nothing else there that's going to be really pertinent. It says here, if defeated, you may examine the top card of any location deck. So that could be interesting. So my choice here is either a Charisma Diplomacy check or a Combat 16. So my Charisma is a D6 plus 3 modifier. So that'll be hard. I'll go straight up with the Combat check. I have a Shocking Scimitar in my hand. Shocking Scimitar is going to be my melee skill plus a d6. I'm also going to be able to add 2 for my melee skill and 2 for the Shocking Scimitar, so a plus 4 modifier. I have a Frost Staff in my hand, so I'm going to go ahead and recharge that. So I get to roll an extra d8. And that's it. Rolling these 3 dice, I get to add a total of 4 to my roll. Alright, so I rolled a 1, a 5, and a 3. So that's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I needed 16. So it says, let's see, I didn't use a blessing on that check. And in my hand I have a blessing of Kepri. It says here, on your check after the roll, discard this card to count every 1 on this check as a 6. Well, I will definitely do that because that was a terrible roll. So, finding a 6 here, that would increase my total to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I actually defeat the Thriae Dancer. That was, man, really, really deadly there. So in my hand, I have cards that will allow me, well actually that was just my first encounter. I get my free exploration, which is the Bone Lamellar. So Constitution Fortitude or Intelligence Craft. I'm going to do the Intelligence Craft 8, so I'm rolling a d10. Alright, so I rolled a 3. So I don't get this item, it gets banished. So I have some cards that allow me extra explorations. Let's see, what do I want to do here? I think what I'm going to do, tough call. I think I'm just going to power through it. So I'm going to reset my hand, drawing 2 new cards, advancing the Blessings deck, and of course the first thing we need to do is defeat the Thriae Dancer. So in my hand I have the Shocking Scimitar, which is going to be my melee, which is d8 plus a d6. I'm going to discard a Blessing of Ra, so I get to roll an additional d8. And then I'm going to recharge my ally Idori, so I get to add a d4 to the check. Okay, all these dice. Okay, so I rolled a 9. That's a 4. I don't know if you can see it. So 8, 9, 10, 11, and 5 is 16. Plus I had the plus 4 modifiers. Okay, so that was a total of 20 on my check. The Thriae Dancer is defeated. My exploration this turn is a Staff of Focus. Okay, it's Strength, Melee, Arcane, Divine. 6. My strength is d8. So I rolled a 5. Actually, it's in my melee. So 5, 6, 7. So cool, I acquire this card. It will go into my hand. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reset my hand. And now I will advance the Blessings deck. Alright, the first thing we need to do is encounter the Thriae Dancer. So once again, I have the Shocking Scimitar, d8. I have d8 plus 6 for the Shocking Scimitar. I have a Blessing of Ra in my hand. So I'm going to go ahead and use another d8 on this check. And I'd really like some extra security. So I use the Scimitar and I use the Blessing. I have a Corrosion spell in my hand which says I could add one die against a monster that has a construct or undead trait. So I have the Staff of Focus in my hand. I'm going to recharge that for an additional D8. Might be overkill, but I really don't like how the Thriae Dancer does poison damage. Okay, so I rolled a total of 10. Wow, 14. But I had with the Shocking Scimitar it's 15, 16. With my melee it's 17, 18. Okay, so that's pretty close, but I did defeat the Thriae Dancer. Continuing on with my exploration, I get a crowbar. So strength 3. Okay, my strength is D8. So roll a 6. Okay, I acquire the crowbar into my hand. I'm going to, let's see, what do I want to do here? I'm going to toss the crowbar because I need to get some good additional cards in my hand. So reset my hand, advancing the Blessings deck. First thing to do is encounter the Thriae Dancer. Okay, in my hand I have the Shocking Scimitar, D8 plus 6 plus 4. I have an Explorer's Staff, which I'm going to recharge for an additional D8. And I'll just hope for the best. Adding plus 4 to this roll. Okay, so I rolled 7. So 10 and 13 plus 4 is 17. Okay, so we made it. These combat checks are actually quite close. It's challenging. Doing my first exploration. Elemental Mastery. So intelligence. I'm just going to roll a straight up intelligence check. Oh, that's pretty awesome. I rolled a 10 and I needed an 11. I don't have any skill modifiers on my intelligence. But what I am going to do is I'm going to recharge the Acid Jet spell and use Ahmotep's special power to add 2 to the roll, which will allow me to acquire that boon, which I might be able to use for a trader. Okay, resetting my hand, advancing the Blessings deck. First thing we need to do is encounter the Thriae Dancer. Shocking Scimitar. It's turned out to be pretty useful. It's not really my best weapon choice, but it is a level 3, so you'd think it would be the best. So Shocking Scimitar is D8 plus D6. I don't have any stabs in my hand. I am going to use the Blessing of Abdar, which will allow me to roll an additional D8. And I think that's all I got. Alright, adding plus 4 to this roll. Well, I rolled a D6 on the ground, so rolling that one over. Alright, so I rolled a 6 and a 4 and a 1. Great. So that's 10, 11. I had a plus 4 modifier. So 10, 11, and 4 is 15. I needed a 16. So I'll have to use Ahmotep's special ability to recharge a card and add 2 to my result. So I did that. Now on to the free exploration. Okay, we get the henchman of this scenario. Check to defeat combat 25. So it says here, when you examine, I did not examine this card. So, okay, so that's basically it. So no, just a straight up combat 25 check. So this is a trigger human oracle cultist. And no spells really are going to help me out with that. Okay, so trigger human oracle cultist. Yeah, nothing much there. Alright, it's going to be all up to the Shocking Scimitar, unfortunately. Yeah, that is unfortunate, but that is where we're at. So this time I'm going to discard the Shocking Scimitar. I'm going to allow myself to roll a D8, a D6, and another D6. If I can find one. Okay, and I get an additional plus 1. So I'm adding plus 5 to this roll. Let's see what happens. Alright, so I get to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 5. 9 plus 5. That's 14. Alright, I needed a 24. Comical. Okay, so I did not defeat this. I could bump it up plus 2. The only defense I have in my hand is a shield cloak, so I could reduce damage to 3. But as it is, I'm going to lose my entire hand to damage. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle Thriae back into the deck. Okay, and I'm going to randomly determine the thing of the location deck. Now I'm going to reset my hand. Okay, I get some interesting cards. Okay, not bad. Not a bad selection. Okay, advancing the Blessings deck. First thing we need to do is encounter a Thriae Dancer. Okay, I have an Immolate spell. I'm going to try something new this turn. Well, I have the Anubis staff, which would allow me to reveal this card and discard a spell. Well, I don't want to discard any spells because I'm getting low on cards. So it's going to be a straight up Immolate spell. So Arcane skill, which is D10, followed by 2D4. So, and then I can add my Arcane skill is +2. Okay, so these 3 dice with a +2 modifier. Alright, so I rolled a 3, 6, and a 4. So I rolled a total of 10, 11, 12. Wow, are you kidding me? So that's 3, 6, 10, 11, 12. I could bump that up to 13, 14, which I will do. But that's not going to help me out because I'm still going to take 2 points of damage. Okay, let me just double check that. That's 3, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep. So first of all, I'll see if I recharge my spell. So I recharge the spell at least. I'm going to take 2 points of damage. I'm going to go ahead and toss these 2 cards. Then, unfortunately, I take poison damage. That is going to hurt. So, let me go ahead and get myself a Curse of Poisoning. So, Curse of Poisoning coming right up. Okay. Ahmotep, finally. She's been swatting these giant bees, but no more. Well, even if I do not... It says here, I don't know if in the rules that says... It says here that my turn doesn't end. So I'm assuming that I can still take my turn. And I will. I want my free exploration. Okay, I get a shield cloak. Intelligence, just rolling straight up. Intelligence check. I failed to acquire this card. Alright, now I will reset my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to now randomly lose a card due to poisoning. So, alright, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. I lose a flame staff, it gets recharged. Okay, advancing the Blessings deck. First thing we need to do is encounter a Thriae Dancer. Okay, I have an Explorer staff weapon, and then I also have an Anubis staff item. So the Explorer staff will allow me to do my strength or melee plus a d6. I'm going to use the Staff of Focus. I can recharge that for an additional d8. And I'm going to also recharge Idori, my ally, for a d4. Okay, so all those things. And I'm going to go ahead and roll. Okay, so I rolled 2, 4. Wow, what a lousy roll. Look at that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. Yep, that was it. So, let's see. My melee is +2. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11. Okay. I can actually recharge a card to do 12, 13. So I'll bump it up to a 12, 13. I'll bump that one up. But unfortunately I'm going to take 3 points of damage. So that's going to lose me the rest of my hand. So I have 0 cards in my hand. I'm playing by the rule, or I think it is the rule, that even though I failed this check, I can still continue with an exploration, which I will. So my free exploration is this card. So even though I don't have any cards in my hand, I can do a Charisma Diplomacy 7. My Charisma is D6. So I rolled a 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. So I acquire this ally, which is really going to help out because I'm resetting my hand now. And let's see if I actually have 7 cards left. 4. Okay, so I have a total of 8 cards in my deck. I'm able to get 7. Wow, dodged a bullet there. What I'm going to do is see what card I lose for poisoning. So I lose my Daba ally. Okay, resetting the blessing, or advancing the blessings deck, encountering a Thriae Dancer. Alright, so what I have now, so what's interesting with my new Mirzet ally, if I had any allies in my discard pile, looking through my discard pile right now, don't have any allies. I could have kind of done like a minor blessing for the allies, but there aren't any allies in the discard pile. So what I'm going to do is I have, okay, I can do the, okay, so Ahmotep has that special power that, maybe I should have read this earlier. If you would discard a spell for a power on a card that has the staff trait, you may recharge it instead. So I'm going to recharge the Flame Staff and a spell, and I get to roll my Arcane or Divine Skill plus D8. Okay, I'm going to do that. So my Arcane skill is D10, and I get a D8. I get to add +2 to this roll. I'm also going to recharge Idori so that I get a D4. Alright, rolling all these. I get to add +2 to this roll. Okay, well I get a great roll here. 14, 18, 19, 20. So Thriae Dancer is defeated. Unfortunately in my hand, the only thing I have is the Immolate spell and a weapon. Alright, well we're just going to have to go ahead and do it. Oh, man. Shucks. Okay, well we're going to do it. It's just a straight up combat. I have an Immolate spell, which is a D10, 2d4. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to recharge the Staff of Focus so that I get a d8. Okay, well, maybe it's doable. I get to add +2 to this roll. Alright. So what I'm going to do, so I get 8, 9, 10, so 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I can recharge Mirzet, and that will get me up to 23. Wow, I just needed one more. So let's do a final calculation. 8, 9, 10, 11, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yep, just 23. So I failed by 1. I'm going to roll to see if I recharge my Immolate. So I don't recharge the Immolate. I don't have any cards in my hand. Reset in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. That was my last 7 cards. So this location deck has to be reshuffled. So I got 4 cards left in the location deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I have to roll a d4 to see which card is on top. So okay, it just stays put. Alright, so where we are at right now is, well, I got to roll for the Curse of Poisoning. So I only have 7 cards in my hand. So Mirzet, my new ally, gets recharged. Advancing the Blessings deck. So there's only 2 cards left in the Blessings deck. And what's going to happen here, so it says here at the start of your turn, so I guess I have to encounter this card because I'm at this location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Staff of Focus, which is a weapon. So I'm using the Flame Staff and the Unshakable Chill. I'm also going to do a Staff of Focus. So all these cards I get to just recharge. So I get to do a D10, which is Arcane. I get to do a D8 for the flame staff, I get to do another D8 because I'm recharging the staff of focus. All those get recharged. I'm going to recharge Idori so that I get another D4. Rolling all these dice. Alright, so 8. Wow, look at this really bad roll. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, 14, 15. I missed by 1, but I can recharge the Daba. So I do defeat the Thriae Dancer. I only have one card in my hand, which is a Lightning Bolt. The Lightning Bolt is I can, for your combat check, discard this card to use your arcane skill plus 3d6. Alright, if that's all we got, that's all we got. And, okay, finding an Ooze Falchion. Strength melee 8. I got a D8 for my melee. So 3 plus 2. I don't acquire this card. That could hurt. Alright, resetting my hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, down to my last 7 cards. Rolling for Curse of Poisoning. Curse of Poisoning takes away my staff of focus. That could really hurt. This is the last card in the Blessings deck. My first exploration is the Thriae Dancer. Okay, the Thriae Dancer. I gotta do the combat 16 check. So I'm going to do the Flame Staff and the Lightning Bolt, recharge both of those. So it's going to be a D10 and a D8. I'm going to recharge the Idori, so we can add another D4. But that's all I got. So I have to roll this plus 2. I got to roll good. So I rolled an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Missed by 1, but I can recharge a card, the Mirror Z, in order to add plus 2. Alright, defeated it by 1. There's 3 cards left in the location deck. What do we got here? Okay, we have a locate object spell. So intelligence 6 check. Let's see what we get. So 1. Wow, that's a total fail. It gets banished. So in my hand, I have the Daba, which would allow me to explore again, but that would just leave me with an unshakable chill spell, which obviously isn't enough to defeat the henchman Thymie, or whatever that henchman's name is. So we are out of the Blessings discard pile. It has been depleted. I only play with 10. I did survive the scenario, which is pretty amazing, because it was pretty tough. And since I did survive the scenario, I can keep all the loot I gained. Not that I gained a whole lot. I think I just gained like one card. So we'll have to kind of leave it on a cliffhanger here, because while I did not defeat the henchman, I did not lose the scenario. So I have to ponder what my next move is. I mean, I'm really liking how level 3 is actually turned out to be quite a challenge for Ahmotep. I mean, she went straight through with level 2, so level 3 getting some hurdles here. So I don't know if I'm just going to replay this scenario again just on my free time, or if I'm going to have to modify this scenario. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just play it like once through or twice through, see whether or not I'm able to defeat the scenario on these terms or not. But so far I'm liking it. It's fairly difficult. So I'll just keep everyone posted as to where this scenario, the campaign of course is going to continue. I just don't know how to proceed with this scenario. It's the first one that Ahmotep wasn't able to defeat, but the good news is that her character didn't die. Alright everyone, thanks for watching, and I'll have another scenario and some new news when I return. Alright, bye.